It's Wednesday, the 3rd of September 2014. Colby Smith. Please subscribe. This world has gone crazy right now. The United Kingdom is going crazy with talk of severe terror threats. They're a danger to us all, they just told me. Doesn't matter your race, religion, what country you live in, you know, ISIS are coming for you. You at home. Everyone that watches the news, they're coming for you. I just don't understand. What are we trying to achieve in the world? What is Great Britain, America trying to achieve? They going on about jihadis, you know, people who dedicate their lives to war, you know, to wiping out West. Like, people in the Muslim world, people that live in the Middle East, they must be looking at America and England and be like, they're the jihadists, they're the ones that have been coming to our country, to Iraq, to Syria, to Iran, to Afghanistan, the West. They're the jihadists that are coming over here, blowing up our shit, stealing our resources, blowing up our schools, hospitals, you know, the military's decimated, our government's decimated. Who is the real jihadist here? Is it the West, or is it the Muslim countries? You know, the way I see it, like since George Bush's father, like presidents before him, going all the way back to World War II, they've been going over to Iran and Iraq, Syria. You know, the Middle East was carved up by British and the French and the American mandates. You know, they just drew the borders where they want. And they said, we'll have this country, we'll have that country. Oh, don't understand why you can't take Iraqis out of Iraq. No matter how hard you try, you can't bomb Islam. You cannot shoot and kill an idea. An idea does not die when you kill the person that holds the idea. You know, you need to educate people out of their thinking. You can't shoot people out of the way they think. That does not work. Like, they're talking about terrorists. You know, apparently there's some British guy now who's captured by ISIS, and they're talking about we don't deal with terrorists. But, you know, you said that Assad was a terrorist a year ago. Well, only 1 year ago they said Assad was a terrorist, and now they're like, we're going to deal with Assad to bomb ISIS. You know, they were going to bomb Assad, which effectively would have been an airstrike on behalf of ISIS. And now, you know, they want to deal with a Syrian authority, a Syrian regime, to get permission to bomb them. You know, I just don't understand whose side we're on. Like, I mean, they say we don't deal with terrorists, but, you know, the British Army, the British government have done enough terrorising themselves. I mean, we've been pumping guns into that area. If you wanna cool down an area, if you wanna simmer down the tension in an area, don't send more guns there. Don't send more guns. Send doctors. Send people to build houses. You know, send people to educate, teachers. You know, you can't just walk into a country. It's ridiculous. They'll shine a spotlight on ISIS because they want to be there anyway. It doesn't matter what you think. They want to be there. They want to be in control of Iraq. They want it. They need it. They need it for this country to like carry on, for BP, for Exxon, you know, for these big companies to exist. We need to be upholding that shit with a gun, with fucking bombs, with tanks, with planes. That's the only way these companies can continue in the form that they do, is if the British government back them up with tanks. Does that not tell me that that company is broken? You know, if you can't operate, I mean, if I run out of work, there's not any fucking houses for me to paint. I can't just turn up with a shotgun and say, right, I'm painting your house, pay me to paint your house, so I'm going to kill you and your family, I'm going to decimate your country. That doesn't work. It doesn't work on a small, tiny level. It's not going to work on a national, fucking global level. I mean, what has gone wrong with the world? What is Tony Blair's Man of the Year? He's... You know, that's what they fucking give Tony Blair Man of the Year, and They made him a Middle East peace envoy for destroying the Middle East. They give Jimmy Savile a fucking knighthood for the work that he done for children. They give Fred Goodwin fucking knighthood for his services to banking. You don't understand? They can control whatever you want to think. They can control it, you know. It doesn't matter. The person does the worst possible thing and you give them an award for doing the best possible thing. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, the elite will look after themselves. The establishment will take care of themselves. You know, there's only one way out of this mess, and that is, you know, Britain. Fucking David Cameron, cool your jihad off. You know, bring in your jihadists, David Cameron. You're the one who's fucking radicalising both sides. It's Western extremism. That is exactly what it is. You know, fucking Western jihadi. You know, the fucking jihadists in Iraq, you know, they claim they're doing Allah's work. The jihadists in the West, they're doing the work of money, of profit of the city of London. It's just beyond a fucking joke, you know. It's just backwards. It's flipped upside down, and now have you believing whatever they want you to believe. I mean, I'm not defending ISIS. They're bad. They're fucking terrible. You know, but they say David Cameron says he won't deal with terrorists. But, you know, how has ISIS got all this money? They've got all this money from oil, you know, the oil fields. They control oil fields now. Who's buying this oil? You can't just have money. Someone's got to buy it off you. They're selling it to Saudi Arabia and the fucking Iran. You know, but we're still dealing with Saudi Arabia. We're still willing to work with Iran to stop ISIS. But Iran are the same people pumping money into the fucking system. So, you know, you do deal with terrorists, David Cameron. I mean, you deal with your own fucking party, so there you go, you do deal with terrorists. And I don't know what the fucking answer is. But, you know, going over there, bombing more people. I mean, Al-Qaeda, they were a fucking ragtag army compared to ISIS, but they done their job because they dragged America and the West into this conflict, into this like crusade against Muslims. They dragged the West in, and that, you know, that was Al-Qaeda's fucking legacy, is that they dragged America into this, and then through America's actions, they've just turned so many Muslims into extremists. They've turned so many normal people who, like, you know, who would have had a life in Iraq. They've turned them against the West. Now, they've made them hate Western values because, you know, the West is coming over and dropping bombs on their homes and shit. You can't. Every bomb we drop, we radicalise more people. You know, every fucking penny we steal from the oil fields of Iraq and Syria, you know, we radicalise more people. Every drone strike, we radicalise more people. Every time we give arms to the Kurds, we radicalise more people. I mean, we'll arm the Kurds. The CIA has been arming the Kurds since the 60s, you know, to like have their little stake of oil in the north of Iraq. You know, what's going to say we're going to arm the Kurds up and then the Kurds aren't going to take revenge for like the 30 years of brutal treatment they've had at the hands of like Saddam Hussein and other leaders around? Who's not to say that they're going to fucking be the next terrorist group, that they're going to be fucking taking control? Wise up.